The sprinklers in this private school haven't worked for nearly 3 decades, even though more than 200 students walk underneath them every day.
Illinois Fire Code calls for buildings of more than 7,000 square feet to have working automatic sprinklers. But through a verbal agreement in 1999, one private school in Freeport temporarily opened without that requirement.
Now, 25 years later, school leaders want the city to follow through on the other part of that deal. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley explores this decades-old dilemma.
This should have been done. That's why the sprinkler systems are here. It never made sense that we have sprinkler systems and they're not hooked up to water.
Open Bible Learning Center, citing a verbal promise from the city of Freeport and United Water, installed sprinklers in its elementary school during a 1999 expansion.
There was an agreement that if we put in the sprinkler system and we pay for the expense to hook it up to the water main, then the city would run the water main out here.
Jennifer Fuller with Open Bible and Freeport leaders say that hookup was supposed to happen within 3 to 5 years, but no water arrived. This sign saying the system doesn't work gave the school a pass on building code inspections. That is until May, when the state fire marshal called for working sprinklers.
I think we need to do our best to make sure that that's fully functional for the safety of the folks that are there.
Well, here we are 25 years later, and just let your voice trail off.
Jim Blackburn was Freeport's fire chief back then. He heard the verbal agreement.
In my simple mind, a gentleman's agreement, a handshake, there's a moral obligation to hold up our end of the bargain to protect the kids.
If a fire were to break out at Open Bible, this is the closest fire hydrant or water hookup firefighters could use. And the school is still another 2,000 feet up this hill.
They said it would take 5 tanker trucks to hook up into the system. There are only 3 tanker trucks in Freeport.
In an email received through a public documents request, Freeport's fire marshal wrote, "A blaze demands almost everyone we have to pump water to Open Bible." Fuller says the issue is about peace of mind.
If those families don't have the access to the child care that they need, then how are they going to work?
Freeport city manager estimates the project could cost $1 million with design and installation. It would require a city council vote, but some members aren't sold on the idea.
After we get done with this 25 years, going to be somebody else coming saying, "Oh, we were verbally promised such and such." Do you know how much dilapidation is in our community? Do you know how many streets need to be fixed in our community?
But others say the construction is an investment in the community.
It does also give us the opportunity to also continue to expand out west where there's some places for potential future development.
Where responsibility falls isn't clear. United Water is no longer a company. Open Bible leaders from 1999 aren't alive anymore. But Blackburn says he will take accountability for what he calls this serious slip through the cracks.
We should have been on it 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We didn't push as hard as we should have. Water and Sewer, I think, didn't put it into their overall capital budget and planning. So yeah, there's a host of candidates that failed.
In Freeport, Nathaniel Langley, WIFR News.
City Manager Boyer believes the water main debate won't return to City Council until next year.
Open Bible also maintains it conducts monthly fire drills to protect students.